Hey Falcons, this is Mrs. Day. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to utilize and move around inside of the library resources that we have provided for you here at Foster for your research purposes. So today, as you can see, I will mainly be toggling between your ClassLink and also the course modules within the course that I have put together for you called FHS Library Students. So let's get started. We are going to begin by coming down to the icon on our ClassLink labeled Library Resources, and this is where you will find all of the databases that the district pays for, as well as the ones that we have purchased for Foster specifically. And I want to kind of go through and highlight a few of these for you today for your particular project. The first one I'm going to point out is called Academic OneFile, and this is going to be primarily for your peer-reviewed articles, and it's going to cover all kinds of academic disciplines. So this also includes your current events and your science and health type of articles. The second one I want to point out to you is this Britannica High School. This is going to be like encyclopedia articles, multimedia, primary sources, other learning resources that support student research. That'll be helpful to you. The next one is this here General OneFile Foster, and this is going to be like just chock full of articles over a full range of academic and general interest topics. So again, this will certainly cover your controversial issues as well as your health and science topics. Another one that might be good for your project is going to be opposing viewpoints. Notice these are organized alphabetically, so you can kind of scroll up and down to see them. They are listed in alphabetical order. So here's our opposing viewpoints. And this is going to be, again, hot topics, hot issues, controversial things, current articles about current topics. And another one, the thing that's going to be especially beneficial for you is the science and context. And we're going to take a more in-depth look into this particular resource, and we're going to use this to kind of show you how to move around inside of these databases and find what you need. Another one that might be of help to you is this SERS Discoverer. This is going to be just a general reference database that's specifically designed for young researchers, as well as this student resources in context. That's going to be down here in the corner, and this is going to be just a variety of magazines, news, multimedia, and more type of resources. As you can see, all of these different databases have the orange Gale designation to them in the top left corner. And when we go into science and context and look a little bit more, all of these databases are set up similarly. So once you are into a Gale database and are familiar with it and are comfortable moving around, the next Gale database is going to work very similarly. So once you know one, you're going to know them all. Now, the information that I just covered with you is going to be in the Canvas page for you inside of the module titled Student Research. And the things I just covered with you, along with some additional information, is going to be under the which database should I use for my project, and that's going to take you to a document describing what we just covered. Also, you're going to find some of the things that we are talking about today under the Research Resource Overview. This is just going to be like a quick look brochure that's going to talk about general research tips and such. And also when we get down to Boolean searches, you'll find that here. And you're also going to see the database tips here in this module if you need to go back and reference anything that we have talked about today. All right, let's get back to our databases. I'm going to click on Science and Context here, and we're going to talk about some of the features that you see on this page. Most importantly, you're going to see your research bar right here. This is where you're going to be doing your basic searches. We'll get back to that. and also you'll see advanced search underneath it. We will also get back to that. When you come to the home page of any Gale database, you will see these spotlighted topics here, and this is just a carousel of some articles that are popular at the moment. You can certainly click on Explore this topic and see more information. This, as you can see, is the coronavirus, obviously a hot topic. It's going to give you kind of an overview. You're going to be able to see what types of resources are available, and then it will go on and list specifically the resources available. And we will talk more about that as we get further into our searches today. All right, back to our home page. You also see on each of the database home pages that you have an area to browse topics. And in each browse topic area, there are going to be 8 major categories. You see here we have biology and chemistry, health and medicine, general science, etc. And you can click on any of those browse categories, open it up, and it's going to give you more information of where you can just kind of look through. This particular one is biographies. You're going to see a lot of doctors and scientists listed here where you can find more information about those people. Same goes for any of the other browse topics here. We could browse biology, and it's going to give us some major categories of research and resources here underneath the heading of biology. All right, so let's get back to our home page here, and you can actually do this from within Browse Topics as well, but just for continuity purposes, I'm going to go back to the home page here, and we're going to talk about how to search for your topic. All right, so you can tell here is where you would start your basic search, and this is just kind of a straightforward way to search for a single topic with a single search box. They do have something called Search Assist, which is going to help suggest keyword phrases to help you find the information. And this is going to be ideal when your keywords and phrases are maybe too specific to be found under the browse category that we just looked at. So this is going to help you look for a topic page that matches your search criteria. And as you begin to do that, you will notice that popular topics will be bold and italicized. So for instance, if I were to start typing in genetics, it's going to start telling me, as you can see as I'm typing it, that genetic engineering, genetic disorders, those are kind of more popular topics that are being searched as that are related to what we are typing here into the search bar. So you can see here, if we were just searching genetics, we could click on genetics, and it's going to again pull up a page similar to what we've just looked at. We've got our overview where we can read more about the topic, and it's going to tell us, well, under genetics we have found 5 featured contents. We've got 544 references, statistics, biographies, 29 images, 22,551 academic journals. We've got experiments, videos, magazines, audio, etc. And so all of these are going to be found underneath here. Again, this is just a summary of the types of things you're going to see. And then below is where it is listed specifically. All right, so we're going to kind of take a look into that in just a minute. But for right now, we're going to back up to our home page, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this advanced search. So advanced search is going to be when you want to be more specific about a keyword, or maybe a document title, a publication title, author, subject, something specific that you might need to look for, and also it allows you to conduct research on a particular field. So this is where you're going to have your limiters. You can be more specific about the document type, your publication date, your content type, etc. So this is where we're going to talk a little bit about Boolean searches. And Boolean searches allow you to be more specific about what you want and also what you don't want. So the first thing we're going to talk about with your Boolean limiters is going to be quotation marks. So this is when you would like to search for an exact phrase. You can put that phrase into quotation marks. So for instance, if you are doing research and you only want things on cloning animals, you can put those terms between two quotation marks. And so that is going to be work as a modifier, and you will only get results with the words together, cloning animals. And so here we see a similar landing page which gives you references and images, audio, news, and everything that's got specifically the terminology cloning animals together into that resource. All right, a next thing you can use as far as Boolean modifiers is parentheses. And so that's if you want to do a complex search and you want to combine terms and modifiers, and we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm going to show you in just a minute. But let's say, for instance, you want something on cloning, and you are open to resources about cloning on humans or animals. So we'll talk more about or in just a second, but this is where you're going to use your parenthetical modifiers so that you are able to combine your terms. So you are now looking for things that have human cloning or animal cloning in them. So you can perform your search, and it's going to give you resources that have either or those terminologies. All right, now the other Boolean modifiers are already built into this advanced search, and so you're going to find them here in this drop-down menu. So the other ones we're going to talk about are and, or not. So and is if you would like to search for topics which include two terms, and you can separate the terms with the uppercase word and that's what we're doing here essentially. So for instance, if you want to search for clone humans, but you also want to search for clone animals, that would allow you to search for resources that have them both. And if you can see this one isn't working. We don't have any articles that have both in them. So let's say if you want cloning and genetics, we can now search for resources that contain both cloning and genetics within the same resource. And there's your reference articles, your biographies, there's the video, audio, etc. Okay, and lastly, we're going to talk about using the Boolean modifier not. So this is when you want to do a search, but you want to exclude a particular term. So you are going to include not, and your search results will exclude any topic or resource containing that term. So what if you're doing your project on animal cloning, and so you want to look for cloning, but you do not want anything on human cloning? And so we can type those two terms to search search our resources, but we don't want human as part of our cloning resource results. And here we have 61 references, 12 biographies, etc. Okay, let's come back to our topic pages here. And so we're going to talk about the topic pages. So I'm going to search for a topic here. And actually, let's just go down to our browse so we know we're working with a... Let's come down to biology. And in the vein of consistency, let's go down to cloning, since we've been on that topic. All right, so here's what will be considered a topic page. And so on each topic page, you're going to have your image that represents the topic. You're going to have an overview of what it is, and it's an essay providing kind of an intellectual framework for understanding. It's going